So we restarted this clip. This is the second time.
And you caught me in the middle of a yawn.
Both times.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oopsie.
What are you, nursing a newborn or something?
Apparently she's not a newborn anymore.
What's newborn, 0 to 3 months?
I think so.
So what is
She's
she?
an infant.
What are you, tired from nursing an infant?
Yes,
No.
I am.
All right.
Welcome back.
I'm Brad.
Long time no see. I'm Rach.
The kids are officially in bed, all three of them.
Yep.
And we're gonna talk about money.
Yep.
Everybody loves money. Greedy bastards.
I don't love money.
What?
I love what money buys me.
Same difference.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna talk about our budget.
We are. Basically our philosophy behind the budget.
Yep.
Not specific numbers.
This is gonna be a bird's eye view, and then we're gonna hone in subsequent videos.
Because we only have 15 minutes, we can't really get into the weeds just yet.
No.
So we're gonna have to break it up into a money series.
Paint with broad strokes on this first video.
Ever since we started YouTube and we talked a lot about Dave Ramsey and our budget and our money philosophy, we've had multiple requests to do a video like this.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, we're doing it.
We're glad to share it with you.
So today, Rachel texted me and said, hey, I'm really excited. I want to get back on a budget. Let's have a budget meeting.
Mm-hmm. And then we're like, why don't we just have a budget meeting on camera?
So what was your motivation behind sending that text?
I think because I've watched a ton of Fun, Cheaper, Free Jordan Page videos, and she did a Costco haul and was talking about how she physically adds up things as she's shopping to make sure that she stays within her budget, and that she has a grocery budget that she then subdivides into weekly grocery budgets, but she alternates doing grocery store and Costco hauls. And so sometimes she'll be like, if I know I'm gonna do a really big Costco haul next week, I'll bring my grocery budget down so I can have more to spend at Costco. And I'm like, we give zero thought when we're buying groceries to our budget. We have a budget that we don't follow.
No. And I pretty much spend money at the grocery store almost every day.
Very true. We buy a lot of like random stuff that we don't need, and we don't eat the things that we have.
No.
Maybe you don't need to watch this video if you're looking for tips.
Yeah, this is not a tips video. This is how we do it video.
Right. And I plan on adhering to this a little more tightly. But in theory, we have categories that we have money allocated to. And in theory, we have an amount of money at the end of each month that should go towards what we call sinking funds. So we'll kind of get into that as we go throughout.
Yeah, so like an example of things that we have a specific budget for would be obviously our mortgage, our insurance, our boat and our car, what we give to the church, internet, what we pay Carrie, our nanny. Things that
don't change from month to month. We call them our concrete budget.
Exactly.
It's the same every single month. Easy to start there and just put those numbers down.
Our neighborhood dues, the Peloton, groceries and pet food, entertainment, utilities.
So now you're getting into things that are flexible.
Well, only entertainment.
Groceries and pet food is flexible.
Yeah, and entertainment.
Yeah.
And then kids' toys.
Gas.
Eloise is making a noise. And then we also have an incidental category.
So if we back up a little bit, we kind of jump straight into it. You did mention that we follow Dave Ramsey, so...
Yeah, so my parents introduced us to Dave Ramsey back when... She introduced him to me when I was still an undergrad, but I wasn't really making any money. So that would have been the perfect time to actually get on a budget, but I didn't. So we didn't start Dave Ramsey till probably our last year of optometry school.
Yep, right after we got married, we started the course.
And just before we graduated.
So yeah, we did the course right after getting married, and then over the 6 years of our marriage, we've followed it strictly and loosely back and forth.
If you know Dave Ramsey at all, look him up. He's got some hilarious rants on YouTube. He has a radio show that he's on the radio every day. And he's all about living debt-free, not borrowing money for anything.
cash is king, debt is dumb, and he has hard, fast rules.
Yes, they're called the baby steps.
So when we were living in South Carolina, that was like right before we, it's funny, right before we bought our house that was like above our means. We were really gung-ho Dave Ramsey and paid down my student loans, a majority of my student loans. And then we got pregnant with twins not long after that, and Dave's recommendation is to stop debt snowballing and start saving money.
Yeah, which we did. And
then never started again.
And then kind of fell off the wagon. Because, I mean, soon after we moved back to the lake and we needed a boat.
Yeah, well, also, like, it's really hard to budget when you don't know what your salary is going to be. And the first few months, even up to a year of your job, we didn't know exactly how much we were going to be making because some of it was based on our productivity and how busy we were. And so that makes it hard to budget, and not an excuse for just not budgeting. But
no, not at all.
Just learn from our mistakes and don't take hiatuses, because I'm sure there's a lot of ground we could have covered had we been on a budget this entire time. Yeah. We could be in a much better place.
But we did end up paying off your student loans. That was a huge weight off of.
It was a big accomplishment to get that done.
Right.
But we are not debt free.
No, we are not.
And we have taken on some debt knowingly.
Yes.
Like, we follow Dave Ramsey almost. Any debt we take on is calculated.
Exactly. I just kind of felt, so we moved in with Rachel's parents, lived right on the lake. And so of course we needed to get a boat. Did we need to get such a big, giant boat? No. However, I'm glad that we did.
We also needed a minivan. Did we need a brand new minivan almost? No.
No.
But we wanted it.
We needed a reliable. Yeah, so.
And the interest rates of these things are really, really low. Not that that matters, but
Dave would not.
He doesn't care.
He would say, we don't care about interest rates.
Right. But we also have a credit card, which Dave says no credit cards, but we pay ours off every month. So we do it for the points, and he says that nobody gets rich on cash back from a credit card.
And it's not, but we probably have an extra $1,000 to spend on Amazon because we put everything on the credit card. Just pay it off.
I'd say probably $1,000 like every 6 months.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, which is better than zero.
Exactly.
And we never don't pay it off, so it's not like we're ever.
That's true. It's a good point.
Except for that 1 month.
Except for once. But then we paid it off like 10 days later.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, our budget consists of things that are exactly the same every single month, things that are a little bit more fluid, and then our last category is what's left over gets divvied up into what we call sinking funds, which are a running account within our account, not an actual account, but like in our minds we know that this money is set aside for this. Which those things include, well, it used to include like my hair, getting my hair done, which wasn't an every month thing, but we would put money into it every month so that I could have my hair done like every 8 weeks.
Car maintenance.
Yeah, maintenance.
Pet fund, because you know with having pets, something's gonna come up.
Instead of getting insurance for our pets, we opted to pay ourselves what we would have paid to insurance, and then that money just accumulates, and when we need to use it, we use it, and it in theory should be sitting in our account ready for us. And
then our taxes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we'll have a tax bill at the end of the year, so we have to save for that.
Yep. And then gifts, you know, you're gonna be buying gifts throughout the year for birthdays, Christmas, so we just put money into our sinking fund for gifts that are for whenever we need them. Baby showers.
And then vacation, which we stopped contributing to.
We did.
But we'll have to start that back up.
Yes. When you're really trying to pay off debt, putting money into like a vacation fund is not a priority, and you should not have one of those sinking funds.
Same thing with eating out.
Right.
There
is no entertainment budget.
Dave always makes the joke that the only time you should be entering a restaurant is if you work there.
Yes, and you eat rice and beans. I love rice and beans, cornbread.
Me too. Kind of want some.
I also love salmon and sushi. So yeah, that's kind of our budget in a nutshell. I guess.
Philosophy behind our budget.
We also have some retirement things that we contribute to, which we can talk about in a video if you're interested. And
there'll be more to come. We'll break down like what percentage of our income we're spending on, say, our mortgage, and then what we're putting towards retirement and our kids' college funds and stuff like that.
And then what we should be doing for those things.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But seriously.
If you have any specific questions, just leave them in the comments below and we might answer them.
All right, so this video is kind of boring. So we need to tell our dumbest financial mistake.
Our.
Yes.
I guess we're married, so it was
We
a
are
team
married.
decision.
What did I drive? Oh, I used to drive a 2004, 2003 maroon Honda Pilot. I loved
Pilot.
it.
Me too.
The Pilot was a nice car.
Poor thing.
I know, but the transmission blew. It didn't have that many miles.
I didn't feel like it was.
160
Yeah, it
maybe.
wasn't due for the transmission to blow.
But it did. And so we needed a vehicle. And
We just needed something to get us from A to B.
But we needed it kind of quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened I wanted an SUV. We didn't have any kids at the time. And on the market, just down the street, was a Porsche Cayenne. Now, the Porsche Cayenne, I think we bought it for like 16... No,
Yeah,
it was like 15.9.
All said and done, it was like 17 or 18.
Yeah, out the door it was like 17.
Mm-hmm.
Because I stupidly got that warranty, like the paint warranty or something.
Oh,
it was like
so
800
stupid.
bucks, which was a total waste.
Uh-huh.
But it did transfer to the next driver, so maybe they used it, who knows. But anyway, you know, the thing about it wasn't really the price of the vehicle that was outrageous and like really stupid. It was the maintenance. We ended up having to...
And you had to like buy premium gas.
Yeah, gas was expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't get very good gas mileage. We ended up having to, in addition to changing the spark plugs,
The brakes and the
And-
brake calipers or something.
yeah, but when we did the spark plugs, they also had to, I can't even remember what it was, but it was over a $3,000 bill. And then the brakes were also over $2,000. So that alone put us close to $6,000 just on maintenance. And I only owned the car for 18 months probably.
Yeah, it was so bad.
So, moral of the
Oh.
story, only buy a
And
Porsche.
then we sold it for like 12. It was so bad. It was the single worst financial decision we've ever made.
Probably.
I said after we sold it, I was like, that was like a $30,000 car.
And now I drive a Prius.